Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yazmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Samantha. I play Elora Greyvale, a sorcerer from Nephalia.
Hello, I'm Colin Robinson, and I play Cuin de Greymont, a paladin from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I play Ogvar, a ranger from Kessig.
The ranger named his raven, and after tracking down a jeweller to assess his gorgeous green gemstone, the appraisal raised more questions than it answered. Elora engaged in a little light business at the Spine Mine, while Cuin offered his usual companionship in accompanying his associates. Esther rejoins the gang at the guild after an eventful day of saying farewell to her family and friends. Episode 29, Pontificating Peacocks and Baleful Bags.
So, Elora, Ogvar, and Cuin, you've all gone up to bed, you've had a decent night's sleep, and you wake up in the morning. What would you like to do?
First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to check whether Rowan has come back overnight or whether I need to call him back.
Okay. Yep, you take a look around and you can see Rowan just perched on the headboard.
Oh, good morning, Rowan. I see you came back. I didn't hear you come in. Do you want to just... No, I'm just going to pick him up on my finger and I'll hook him inside my cloak for now so that he can do whatever. He seems to be awake, so...
Yeah.
And then I'm going to just grab my stuff and... Well, I'll leave my stuff in the room for now and then I'll go down and see if I can get some breakfast and whatnot because I had a good night's sleep.
Ogvar?
Yeah, I'm going to get washed and changed and go downstairs, find some breakfast.
Yep.
Yes, I'm going to... Exactly the same. I'm going to, get up, wash, put my armour on, get used to it, and go downstairs.
Okay, so when you arrive downstairs, Esther is already up and awake. And on the table where she sat, there were several other breakfasts, 3 other breakfasts.
Oh, good morning, Esther.
Yes, good morning.
Did you sleep well?
Oh, absolutely wonderfully, thank you.
Brilliant.
How did you sleep?
Yeah, actually, it was a good night for me. It was quite nice. I had a busy day, though, so I didn't find it too difficult to get to sleep.
Oh, good morning, Ogvar. Morning, Cuin.
Good morning.
And Murdoch, of course. And good morning, Orland.
Oh, tweet. Yeah, just look in my cloak, and he seems to be in a good mood today.
She says, well, I've got breakfast for us all, and I happened to be up very early this morning, and I managed to pick up a very nice-looking quest.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for the breakfast. I shall enjoy that. And secondly, what did you pick up?
Well, see, here we are. There seems to have been some ongoings at the lighthouse a few days ago when you got stuck in the Nebelgast. Something appeared to go wrong with the lighthouse. The lights went out.
Oh, well, that's never a good thing, is it?
No,
really?
not particularly, and they haven't been able to make any contact with the gentlemen who stay there, and the town guards haven't been able to gain access, so they've resorted to asking the Mercenary Guild for help.
Well, which lighthouse is this, Esther? Because I haven't really gone much past Dranau Harbour.
Oh, this is Dranau Lighthouse.
Oh, okay, yeah, that needs fixing, doesn't it?
Yes, just a bit.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Is as long as there aren't too much breakable things,
Well, it's a lighthouse. I wouldn't send you around the light. To be honest.
No, that's good. Bit clumsy.
Yes, but I also had a thought, and I didn't know if you would be amenable to it. But the 2 gentlemen from yesterday, I've seen them this morning. And she kind of waves over to a pair of young gentlemen at a table not that far away.
I'll look across. I'll look across and just see where they are, and I'll just nod and raise my hand, just acknowledge the fact that they're there.
And I'll look over. One's very rightly Colin, isn't he? No. Okay.
What's the matter, Cuin?
I think I recognise the one.
What?
Yes. Yes. His face looks very familiar. I can't understand why. It'll come to me. No worries.
Right, okay, so perhaps somebody you've come across before.
Yeah, but it might not be him, you know. He was back in Thraben. You know. Yes.
Right.
Possibly.
Okay, Laura's turning her attention back to the table again and...
Esther, she waves over at the pair of you. She goes, if you'd like to come over here, dearie.
I don't know about you, but I think Esther wants us.
I think that's the case, yes.
Lead on.
No, after you. Age before beauty.
Weeks of that. I'll head on over.
Okay.
Well, Esther.
Yes, hello, Caddo. These are the adventures I was talking about. You've got Cuin de Greymont there.
Pleased to
There's
meet
Elora Greyvale.
Hello.
Oh, hi there.
And this is Ogvar Surefort.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Yes, and got was it Murdoch on your shoulder there?
Oh, yes, my newly found friend.
Did you say Cuin?
Yes.
Hello, Cuin. How are you doing? Do you not remember me from the duel? It's me, Galor. How have you been?
That's it, the competition. What? How are you doing?
I'm just going to look at Cuin blankly, because I have no idea what he's on about.
Obviously, when we were in training, you know, we did the old inter-house and inter-school competition. You know, duels and all that, like, you know, a bit like the arena. And the young fellow here, me and him were in the final. And we sort of had a good old scrap, you know. Very handy with the old sword. But it was a draw. I mean, you've got to... we took our hats off to him after, you know, because at the end of the day, he was a couple of years younger than we were. So he did extremely well. Yes.
Oh, so,
I mean, but,
old friends, so to speak.
Well, yes. I mean, we had obviously, we had to use swords, because that's tradition, you know. You know me, I'm more of a bludgeon, you know. Hit!
Yeah, we got that, Cuin, definitely.
But yes, it was very, very handy. I mean, yeah, you know. Very handy with the old sword.
A handicap on your behalf, Cuin, but I still won, even though the judges said that we drew.
Yeah. I mean, you had a bit more speed, but, you know, realistically, it was a proper battle. You didn't really have the strength. But, like I said, you know, it was all so long ago, you know. But yes, you know, bludgeon is more my style. If you want to, you know, improve your old sword work, you should really have a look at Esther. She might be able to teach you a few things.
Yes, I will inquire with her skills.
Well, this is absolutely wonderful. It seems we've got some old friends here. Maybe it's Avicen's will, you could say.
Yes.
I gather that you came down by boat then. You brought down, oh shit, what's his name?
Yes, that's what I call him too.
Which one?
Oh, you brought down Florent's stuff to his goods and shackles, I believe.
Yeah, that was my job. So, as a servant of the church, they asked me to bring down his equipment. It's all delivered to him now. I'm guessing my next step is to head back up to the city and see what they've got for me next.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, cool. So you're in the Adventurers Guild. Why? Well, how did you find yourself here?
He offered me breakfast.
Well, yes, I saw he was a hungry chap, and I thought he might assist me on adventures. So I thought I'd, you know, offer him breakfast and see where it goes, you know.
Oh, sounds like there's more afoot here than perhaps you realise.
I go where the Archangel leads me.
Fair enough.
Esther then kind of jumps in on your conversation here. She goes, well, yes, but I was rather hoping that maybe we could join forces, so to say, and try and figure out what's wrong with the lighthouse. Obviously it's one of Junao's key points. It's strategically and making sure that ships come into harbour safe, and I may have retired now and Florent may have taken over my position at the church, but could I task you with this, Cadeau? Could I enlist your help?
Nothing else to do for the foreseeable future, and as far as I'm concerned, if you would wish me to do it, I will quite happily join you.
Wonderful. So yes, the quest basically is to investigate the issues with the lighthouse and then reignite the flame. They're saying they'll provide transport out to the dock. So yes.
Well, I've got nothing else to do today. I mean, we were going to start out on the road to Selhoff, but I guess we can delay that for a few hours and see if we can...
Well, yes, I mean, you know...
Is it on our way?
I mean, it's in Junau. It's accessible from Junau. It's down by the port.
Oh, well, maybe we can look at that and then think about leaving a bit
hopefully
later.
It shouldn't take too long, and, you know,
Yeah.
as you know, the lighthouse saves lives.
Yeah. That sounds all right to me. So I'm just going to eat my breakfast, you know.
Could be our good deed for the day.
Okay, but I think breakfast first.
Oh, yes. Well,
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah, so Elora's already tucking into her breakfast.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to eat my breakfast and pull the fat off the rind, ready for somebody's raven.
Okay.
And Ogvar will eat all his breakfast, because there's scraps coming his way, so he can make the most of his own food.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So you all enjoy a hearty meal. You exchange light conversation. Obviously talking about your shared histories, the Archangel, your work in the church, the forthcoming adventure, and the lighthouse quest. You talk about multiple topics like this over breakfast, and you finish up.
Mm-hmm.
It's early morning. It's probably about 7 o'clock. What would you like to do?
Yeah, so I suppose you better go and get ready and head to the church, the lighthouse.
Well, I think the sooner you get on that, the better it'll be for everybody. And as I say, you know, we kind of planned to get on with our day, so yeah, let's go and look into that and see what can be done.
Sounds like a job for daylight.
Yes.
Have we got time for a pint of mead before we go, or is it straight on the
Yeah,
straight on the wagon?
Straight on. Yeah.
Rather early, young man.
Yes.
Never too early for a drink.
Yes. Do you know Elora?
No,
I don't know what you're trying to say, Cuin. I really don't. God.
Esther stands up and pushes the chair. She goes, right, well, no time like the present.
Yeah, so we're going to go up and get all my pack and everything.
Yeah, I'll stand up and just put my hand on Gallo's shoulders. If you want that mead, you best put it in your water skin, I think.
I'm going to rise from the table and I'm going to pick up Orland.
Yep.
And I'm sticking the haversack over my shoulder so that that his handle is across my body in a diagonal fashion. So he's just sitting on my side, sort of on the same side that I've got my the opposite side to which I've got my little pack for.
Okay.
That's an interesting looking bag. What's that?
Well, he's just a bag, you know. It's just a bag.
Mate.
Okay, it's not just a bag. It's a bag with a personality. It's quite unusual. His name is Orland, and he's quite chatty. He used to belong to Esther when she was a child, and then she passed him to Florent, and Florent has given him to us as a gift, which was really kind. And yeah, we seem to have found a bit of a friend in him, you know. He seems to have quite taken to us, and I think we've probably quite taken to him.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I'm just going to pat Orland and say, "That's a good chap.
Thanks.
You're very welcome."
He's a very abrupt bag, isn't he?
He's quite positive in his manner. I think we'll leave it at that.
I suppose he'll have to grow on me. Because he's...
I ain't going on you.
Well, I don't know. I hope not.
No, look at you. Your colours will clash.
How dare you, you silly bag!
You call me silly, you look like a peacock.
Well, that's a very attractive peacock to you.
Swanning round you now. Monsters will see you a mile away.
Exactly. I want to be the last thing they see, of course.
Fool.
Well,
The only-
I'm just going to
Elora's
turn to Caddo and say,
Yes, 2 weeks of it.
I see he hasn't changed.
No, 2 weeks of that on the boat.
Elora's going up to the bar area. Obviously, she's going to go up and she's going to go and get all the stuff down from the room. Okay, so she's going.
As you go and walk away, Orland's like, wait, no, go back. I ain't finished. Let
Come
me
on,
in.
Orland. I think you might have more time for this later on. Let me go and get my stuff, and let me go and pick up some fruit to take with me because I don't think we're coming back here.
Okay.
So I'll go up and get my stuff, come back down. I'm going to go to the bar and I'm going to ask them just for a couple of apples. Is there any other fruit other than apples that I can get from here?
Not really, no. It's
the only thing that's going to keep,
maybe
isn't
a
it?
pear or two.
Yeah, I'll get an apple and I'll get a pear.
Yep.
I'll pop them in my backpack. How much does that set me back?
5 copper.
Okay, 5 copper pieces. I'll pay for that because obviously Cuin's not there with the purse strings. So, I'm going to pop that in my backpack, and I'm going to take Orland and myself, and I'm going to go and wait. I'll wave to the others and just say, I'm done. I've got my stuff from upstairs. I've got my things that I need. I'll be outside on the street getting some fresh air.
I'll come with you. I came down ready.
So while that's going on, guys, I have to go outside and just sort out my friend. I'll be waiting for you outside. I assume Gaylor is fully aware of Pickle.
I'd assume so, yes.
Because we've been on the boat together for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Yeah, Pickle didn't come in the pub. Pickle sat outside.
Okay.
He's not a drinking dog. So yeah, so I'm going to go outside. I assume therefore at some stage Elora will appear outside next to me.
Yep, I'll just pop through the doorway and step out.
Yeah, you're not out there for too long before Ogvar and Elora step out. Esther's walked out with you. She's all ready to go. And Cuin, you've gone upstairs.
Gone upstairs, got my stuff.
And what are you doing then?
Just waiting outside for the others.
Okay, so you're all out there now, apart from Cuin. He pops down after a short while. And you're all outside with your various menagerie of animals.
Yeah. So guys, this is Pickle. Pickle is my hunting dog. He's very friendly if you want to pat him or get to know him. He does have a thing about ravens, so you might just want to keep an eye out on where your bird goes.
Oh, okay.
But he's well trained. He'll behave himself.
No, I'm going to put my hand out and just give him a fuss and say, "Oh, hi, Pickle. How you doing?" Give him a bit of a fuss.
Yeah.
What took you so long, Cuin? Caught in the lavatory?
No, I went there before I went down for breakfast, I was just picking up my stuff,
That was your excuse back in Gavany.
Elora's just looking at this exchange in a very bemused fashion.
Pardon?
Do you not remember? You always used to take ages in the training rooms.
Oh, yes. Training room or changing room?
Well, the changing to the training room,
Yeah,
That's...
one's got to put one's armour on properly. Check and recheck.
Well, of course, as you can see with my amazing outfit.
Peacock!
How dare you stupid Hessian sack!
Well,
Fighting talk.
I know you not really my bash. You know what I mean? It's, yes. Each to their own, I suppose.
Yes, well, come along then. Off we go. Don't have all time to stand around talking.
Now, I assume the lighthouse is a very tall building,
Yes.
so we can probably see it.
Yes, you can see the lighthouse. You can see the very top of it because you are walking down the street down towards the harbour and the marketplace area. So where all Ogvar, Elora and Cuin, you've all been walking up, kind of up and around the top of Junau, up by the northern gate. This time you're walking away, you're walking towards the coast, and you're going past all of like the just the kind of normal housing and the kind of warehouse district here. So you're walking down away from the guild, and you're passing by streets, and they're getting steadily less and less busy. The shops around you are starting to look a bit more crummier the further you go, and it's kind of transitioning into more of a kind of a warehouse district. So large buildings with a few windows on your left, and on your right is just some kind of it's more shanty housing.
Right, I'm assuming that Elora should be more familiar with this kind of a district. Obviously, she's been to Janelle before, but been around the port areas, so the warehousing would be familiar to her.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just keep walking down. I feel quite comfortable in this because, I'm familiar with it.
Okay. Esther takes the lead in all of this, and you're walking for a good 15-20 minutes before you get to your destination. And she leads you down, and you walk through the very edge of the marketplace down by the harbour. You've got the sounds of merchants selling their wares in the background. You've got fish, 2 for 1 fish. He's there again from when you first heard him when you went down to Kelsey's. But there's lots of brightly coloured stalls, all sorts. People selling knickknacks, and you can hear the sound of the sea and the sound of the ships bobbing and creaking on the waves. And there's some sounds of gulls in the air, and it's just general kind of port harbour fishing sounds. Okay, and she leads you, instead of going down directly to the port, because as I said before, the port is kind of restricted access. Caddo and Gallo coming off the wind cutter, you'd have been docked at one of these ports up here, so you'd be aware of the kind of these ports are cut off away from public access. They're guarded, and only people with permission allowed in and out. So the port area is actually a bit quieter than the marketplace. But she skirts around the edge of the marketplace and heads up towards north, because the port drags all the way from the marketplace area all the way up to the very top wall of Drunau. And at this top wall there's another port at the very, very top, which is mostly for commercial and larger wares which go directly into the warehouses. So she leads you all the way up to the top, and you reach there's a large stone corner tower just built on the very edge of the coast, with the wall leading away at the top of Drunau. And it's here that when you look out over the sea, you can see a very small piece of land, about maybe 100 foot out into the ocean, and then there appears to be a wooden bridge connecting it to a stump. So a large kind of piece of rock. It's roundish in shape, but it stands proud of the ocean by about 15-20 foot. And sat on the dockside there is a couple of men, and there's one fairly large dinghy.
Just get that clear. So we're stood by a wall of the port. There's a bridge to an island, and then beyond the island there's another little rocky bit.
Where you've got the port, on your left hand side there is a large kind of stone wall surrounding Drunau. This is where it meets the coast, and there's a large kind of watchtower stood on your left. And in front of you, just there's like kind of you're on the port basically, on the far end of the port. But there's a couple of men with a dinghy stood there, very large dinghy, and about 100 foot out into the sea there's a piece of land which has got from it a rope bridge leading up to a 15 to 20 foot high stump. And on that stump is built the lighthouse.
And how tall does the lighthouse look?
Very tall. The lighthouse is, you could take a guess and say it's probably about 170 foot tall. It's a very big lighthouse.
Wow.
It's all built out of kind of stone on the lower levels, and then the further up you go, you can see that it transitions kind of like more wood, driftwood. You can see it's been patched up where there's been holes put in the side of it every so often. And on the top is a very big light and like a domed roof on it almost.
And Esther, have you been to the lighthouse before?
I've been a couple of times. Not very often. It's not the most accessible of places. But in my youth it was a bit shorter. They've made it taller since then. But I've been a couple of times, and
And is this the traditional access? Are we expected to get in? I'm going to call it a boat. Are we expected to get into that boat?
yes.
Does anybody here have experience of boats?
No, but I could speak to the two chaps in a language they understand and try and get them to row the boat for us, if that's all right with you.
I suspect money will do that.
Well, yes, but I can try and barter the cost down if that would be
Might be worth a try.
of aid.
Anybody else with experience of boats?
No, not from where I am. There's
My brother owns a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm the sailor here.
Oh yeah, of course.
So you've been in boats before?
I spend my life travelling up and down on boats.
Okay, your assessment of that boat.
It's a little bit smaller than I'm used to. Don't normally have to use oars to take me anywhere. I'm used to something much, much bigger.
Okay. My personal gut instinct is I'm wearing a lot of metal to be in a boat that small.
When you look at the
Well, I
boat,
don't know. Some of us have got quite a lot of hot air. I'm sure we'd manage to float.
when you look at the boat, although it is an oar boat, you use your oars to propel it. It looks fairly sturdy. You can tell that there's a large area in the middle of this boat, which is obviously used for cargo. You can imagine they ship cargo out to the lighthouse when they need it. And it does look a lot sturdier up close than it did when you were about 50 foot away.
Does it look like it would seat 6?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, fine.
There's no cargo in the boat, so
Feeling
there's
slightly
a
more
large
confident
area.
about the boat.
Yeah.
So, Esther, you saying this boat is the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you paid for the boat in the past?
No, it's been provided to us as part of our quest. But I mean, I never paid for passage on the boat because when I needed to go out to the lighthouse, it was because my duties required me to. So there was never any need for me to pay.
Okay.
Well, if that's the only way we're getting out there, standing there talking about it is really not going to cut it, is it? So I'm guessing that...
I'm guessing you talk boat person.
Well, yeah, kind of. Oh, don't know whether... Yeah, okay. Okay. Right, so I'm going to walk over to these two blokes.
Yep.
And I say, excuse me.
Right.
Yeah, right. Let's talk boats. We need to get across to the lighthouse. We've been sent to investigate why it's no longer lit.
Okay.
So, how do we get over there?
Wait, boat.
Right, is this your boat?
Yes.
Okay, so are you going to do the civil duty thing and give us a lift over there so we can sort this out so that other people don't crash their boats? Or are we going to have to barter?
Well, we've already been commissioned to do so, it's our job.
Okay, well, in that case, can you take us, and there are 6 of us, plus Pickle, the dog, who might not be very appreciative of going on a boat, but we'll see. Can you get us across there?
It's my job.
Great, and your name is?
Mark.
Okay, Mark. We would appreciate if you could take us over there. So can we get aboard or what?
Yes.
He's a very talkative chap, isn't he, Mark? I was.
Not as talkative as you.
Hey, is that stupid bag again?
I'm just going to pat Orlan and say, it's all right, Orlan. Don't worry, okay? Don't sweat it. Just you with me. Just let's just get this job done, okay? Please. It's too early in the morning.
Right.
Thank you.
You could say this journey's not all plain sailing. Ba-bum.
No, so rowing.
Well, Cuin, you had to ruin my joke, didn't you?
Oh, sorry.
I was trying to make a pun and you had to ruin it.
Right, I'm going
Really?
to barge past these two
Oh
and go
dear.
and get in the boat.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to cast a look at Caddo and roll my eyes in the air. I'm going right after him.
I'll come too.
I'm climbing in.
So you're getting
Cuin.
Pickle in as well, yeah.
Pickle's a water hand. Pickle's as happy as Larry on the water.
Okay. Yep, so you got no issue there, so.
Ogvar's not so confident getting into a boat.
Okay.
Being from forestry mainly, he's a bit dubious of it, but he
Okay.
gets in with a certain amount of trepidation.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to get in. This could be fun. I've never been in a boat before.
But mind you don't rust.
Oh, no, I've got plenty of oil on.
You're still going on that. Okay. Are you coming, Gala?
Yes, I'm just speaking to this ill-mannered chap at the moment. He's not very talkative, is he? I'm disappointed. I thought this sailor would be a lot more friendly, you know.
Yeah, they're not always the sharpest tools in the box, though, Gala, to be fair.
Should I talk in a language he understands?
Well, that could be quite amusing, so feel free.
All right, mate. How you doing? Are we going on this boat then? Down the apples and pears? Down the road? We down the ocean, you know? We going on a boat now?
Only if you get on.
Well, there's no need to talk to me like that, sonny boy.
Get in the boat.
All right then.
Okay, so you're all in the boat, and it doesn't take long for these two men to kind of, move you off and jump in the boat themselves, and they start paddling. It's not a smooth journey. You can all make me Constitution, Fortitude saving throws, with exception to Elora. And Pickle doesn't need to make one.
You've got a fortitude save then again? Yeah. So you've got your plus in there.
24.
Roll a d20. Which one is that? That's one little triangle, isn't it? Yeah. Roll that and then add that
12.
5 to it. And then
All in.
plus 5.
11.
13.
Okay, so
Not order yet.
we've got a 24 from Cuin,
12.
12 from Caddo, 11 from Gala, and
13.
13 from Ogvar. Okay. With exception to Elora and Cuin, all of you feel exceptionally green around the gills.
Oh, I'm not sure I like those. Just sort of like holding on to the side. Wood belongs on trees. Wood belongs on trees.
Small boats are just a little bit different to big boats.
This is rather fun, really, isn't it?
How do you like it, Cuin?
Yes. Yes.
Have you never been on any of Casper's boats?
No, I was never allowed. He got into all that stuff before really I left. I was in the monastery, so
Yeah, I suppose so.
yes, it's all great fun, isn't it?
Mark, just get this boat to the island.
I don't think that my vomit is meant to be that bright green. It's almost the same colour as my jacket.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
It takes you a good half an hour, 40 minutes to be rowed out. In the meantime, you can all make me another round of fortitude saves, with exception to Elora, as before.
There goes breakfast.
15.
Oh, that's better. 21.
How's Esther doing?
16.
Oh no!
That one from Cuin!
Oh
God.
right, okay.
Look, take the podcast. That doesn't really.
Well, I
Yeah, I
that's
think
what
we
I
all
just
got the
said.
That's a
message.
one.
Okay, so we had
15.
15,
Sorry. 16.
15, 16, 21. The three of you, Ogvar and Gala, you've kind of got used to this kind of rocking motion of the boat. You've kind of settled in. You're not entirely happy with the entire situation, but you're dealing with it. Caddo, with your 21, you've settled right into this. You're almost as happy as Pickle is on the water at the moment. However, poor Cuin. As you've had this, you've been fine on the water, you're absolutely loving it, and all of a sudden you're kind of sat towards the back of the boat. A large kind of, not a large, but like a very rough rogue wave almost comes in and it swipes at the back end of the boat, and you get rocked about something chronic, and you can't it just almost instantly makes you throw up, and you are sick all over the front of your armour.
Oh dear. Oh well. Oh.
Looks like a tin of sardines.
That'll rust it.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Smells like one too.
Sorry.
Sardines?
Yes, small little fish. Do you not remember having them when you were younger?
No. You know, I haven't had any for sardines.
Well,
That's bacon and eggs.
Well, I think sardines have probably been on the menu. We are by the sea. It was an option, I suppose.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea you didn't have them, though.
Yes.
Mark, get us to this island.
Esther's kind of sat towards me. She goes, oh dearie. And she starts going rustling through her pockets. She finds a hanky and she starts wiping it your face. She grabs your chin, licks it a bit, and then not your chin, licks the hanky.
I'm all right. It's one of those things. At least we're bright green.
To be fair, your outfit is almost as flamboyant as mine now.
Yes, but luckily I can clean mine off.
How dare you? It's called fashion. Learn about it.
Oh, it's too funny.
It doesn't take you much long after that for you to reach the island, and there's a rough wooden dock built. Mark pulls you up to the side of the dock, and you all disembark with various states of coordination. And he says, I'll wait you.
Yeah, that'd be good if you could, because I'm not planning on being here all day, hopefully.
Got to clean my boat, don't you?
Well, that's all right. That'll give you something to do, Mark.
He grumbles and he's off getting a little bucket of water and starting to wash down his boat.
Well, at least he's got plenty of water.
I have visions of a bucket in spade. Why is that?
I have no idea.
A castle one.
I was going to say the spade, you can scoop out the vomit, you know.
Oh.
Scoop out the big chunks.
You do that with a bucket as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Sorry, I digress.
So you're left kind of stood on this small bit of land, and it isn't very big at all. Say maybe it's 30 foot round. It's not very big at all. It's just a small chunk of land which is used as a docking point. And from this chunk of land you can see the sea all around you, and it's a relatively calm day. Sky it's grey day. Days in Innistrad are very grey. But it's a fairly grey day. The sea's kind of calm. There's not much in the way of waves. But when you turn around, you can see this kind of view of Junau, and you can see a couple of ships in the harbour, and you get a different perspective back on the city. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to look at this really tall lighthouse. This is. I know this is a big lighthouse because I've passed it before, but this is particularly tall for a lighthouse. Did you say there's a rope bridge over to
Rickety bridge.
There is a rickety kind of like rope bridge with wooden kind of slats.
Right, well, I'm going to be fairly businesslike about it, and I'm just going to set forth and attempt to. Well, I'm going to go across the rope bridge.
Okay. So you start making your way across the rope bridge, and when I say it's rickety, I mean you've got old rope, really old rope as handrails. It's kind of worn, it's crusted in salt. The boards which you're stood on, they look half rotten in some places, some of the edges have completely snapped off. There's a couple of boards which are completely snapped in the middle, and it looks really old. You can see like woodworm in it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll proceed across it, but cautiously. I mean, I assume whoever lives in this has to cross it every now. People have got to bring supplies in and out. So she's thinking logically, it's crossable, but obviously it's not in the best condition. So she's going to take care as she goes across. Make sure she's got proper footing on it.
As you start crossing,
because she has got Cuban heels on.
Yeah. As you start crossing, the bridge is swaying side to side with it's a moderate breeze. But the bridge is swaying side to side, and with the movement and added weight on it, it's kind of dipping where your weight is and flexing. So it's not a very stable surface to walk on at all.
Elora's thinking that she shouldn't have had quite so much to eat for breakfast.
Is this definitely the only way across?
Yes.
Oh, I'll just continue to proceed. I'm going to shout back behind me, though, without taking my eye off what I'm doing. Just going, This bridge is not in the best condition, guys. I'll just take a bit of care when you cross it, okay? There's a few rotten boards and stuff.
Okay. As you say that, your foot goes straight through a board. There's a loud crack as your foot goes through.
Yeah. Ah! Oh God! I just need to watch where I'm stepping.
Elora, come back. We'll tie a rope to you.
What? No, I'm halfway across it now.
You're lost. Keep going.
Just remind me not to step on that board. Well, what's left of it anyway.
It's gone.
Oh, is it all gone?
Can't hear him. Breeze is just the sea breeze is kind of like just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I suppose, follow her. Go over to Elora. We'll stay here. I think I'll go next. You know, see how it goes.
Well, I suppose
Just
if you...
pause a second, fella. Let me tie a rope to you in case it goes wrong, and we can drag you out the sea that way.
Oh, that's a good idea. So, okay, brilliant.
Another point is, if Cuin makes it across, the chances are
Rest of us can.
we should all make it.
So I'll get my 50 foot of silk rope out of my
Okay.
backpack. Find an appropriate part of it to tie to Cuin. Probably around your waist.
Yes,
Yep.
Okay.
Ready to go now?
yes, onward. So,
You two. Get on the end of this rope.
Okay.
All right then.
I'm going to start walking across. I say, be very careful. This is really atrocious. You'd have thought, seeing it's the only way across, they'd have looked after it. But hey ho.
Give me a 20% increment.
65 to 85.
Okay. No. You cross the first half of the bridge absolutely fine, and it's really plain to see now that with Cuin's added weight, with all his armour and his sheer bulk, you can really see this bridge dipping in the middle. And you can make me a Constitution save as well. Fortitude save.
24.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. The movement of the bridge doesn't set off your stomach again, and you're fine.
Yes. The swaying's not very good, is it? Huh?
How far across is the bridge?
The bridge is roughly 20 foot across.
So the rope is long enough. Can we shout that far?
Yes, you can shout.
So I will shout across to Cuin and tell him to untie his rope so we can gather it back into our side.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Tie yourself.
Okay, shall I wait till I get to the other side? Or
Oh, sorry, I thought you were there.
I was only halfway, wasn't I?
Yeah, he was only halfway.
Oh, in which case, yes. Take time. No rush.
Okay. Just be careful in the centre. It, you know, it's a bit of a swing. But, onward.
Another 20%.
80 to 100.
One of us is getting wet.
Nope, you're fine.
Oh.
He manages to make it all the way across the other side with no real problem. He has to jump over the board, which Elora broke through. But aside from that, there's no real issue.
Oh, hi, Cuin. Are you all right? You managed it over there, then?
Yes. I better undo this, you know. Well,
Yeah, I would.
here you go.
Who wants to go next?
I suppose I should volunteer next because I'm, the good-looking one. So
Brilliant. Tie this round your waist.
right, okay.
Ogvar, that's me and you on this rope this time.
Oh yes, no problem.
And Esther's there as well. She's also on the end of the rope.
I think it might be one of those things, beauties in the eye of the beholder on that one.
I heard that.
Go across all bridge, you.
Perhaps he looks better from the back.
Let's hope.
That's what they all say.
Okay. So, pick me a 20% increment.
60 to 80.
Okay, no. So you make it halfway across the bridge and you get to the middle point. It's dipping less under your weight because you're not wearing as... What arm were you wearing?
Chainmail?
You've got scale mail, haven't you?
He's got. I've got scale now.
Yeah, scale mail.
You've got no shield
No,
though, have you?
he's
So
got-
that's less weight.
No.
He hasn't got a shield. That's.
Okay.
10.
You weigh less than
What's up?
Cuin in sheer bulk anyways, but the bridge isn't dipping as much underneath you as it was with Cuin. These winds are still whipping up at the midpoint, so you can make me another fortitude save.
15.
Yep. Okay, yeah, you're fine with that. And pick me another 20%.
40 to 60.
Nope, you're fine. Okay, and Gallo reaches the other side perfectly intact.
Get yourself untied then, fella.
Roger that.
S, do you want to go next?
Yes, of course. And before you can even say anything, she's already off dancing over the bridge. And she has no issue. She's moving from side to side, stepping on bits of wood, which, maybe you think, oh, that's not looking really good. But she's standing on the edge of it. She's dancing over it. She's over the other side in no time at all.
Oh, that's on Esther.
Yes, well, keep up, slowpokes.
Okay, guys, if you keep the rope over that side now, and we'll get this end tied to one of us, and you can look after your end of the rope, so you've got 2 people hanging off it. Ogvar, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
Okay, I don't mind going next, no problem.
Get yourself tied up then, fella.
Okay.
At this point, Murdoch goes, "Wah!" and flies off your shoulder, and he's making his own way over there.
I'll watch him go up and mutter under it. I wish I could do that. So yeah, off I go.
Yeah. 20%.
20 to 40.
20 to 40. Nope, you're fine.
Hey.
So you reach the halfway point, no issues. You've watched Esther go across, and you're kind of copying where she stood in some places. Other places you're not quite getting it, but you're kind of standing in the same place where she stood, and you're finding that, it's not too bad. And the winds have died down slightly as you're crossing the middle, so there's no need to make a fortitude save here. You're fine. Pick me another 20%.
We'll go 80 to 100.
Yes, I heard it as well.
Okay, yeah. You manage to make it across the other side, and you step your foot on dry land, and Murdoch comes back down with a...
Oh, hello there, friend.
There's a bit of a nibble at your ear.
Elora's perched on a rock somewhere, just picking out nails while she's waiting.
Right, guys, the rope is now your side, so you're going to have to throw it back across to me, one end, please.
Okay. Who's going to throw it?
It's from me, so I might as well give it a throw.
Okay. Right, make me a strength check.
Okay. Give me 18 all in.
18, yeah, you get a decent throw on it. And pick me 3 separate 20% intervals: Gala, Elora, and Caddo.
20 to 30.
42.
Did you say 20? Sorry, did you say
20.
20%?
Yes.
Oh, so 20 to 40, not 20
So
to
40 to
60.
40 to 60 for the first kind of third of the bridge. Yep, that's fine. Elora, you're in the middle section.
20 to 40.
20 to 40. Okay. And
80 to 100.
80 to 100. Yep. You manage to get this very light silken rope to fly perfectly across the bridge. It doesn't get caught in the breeze, and it doesn't fly off anywhere.
Good throw. See, have a light rope. Have a light rope. So I'm now going to tie the rope to myself
Okay.
and attempt the bridge.
Okay. So, have you still got the other end of the rope there, Ogvar, or have you thrown the entire thing?
I did ask him to throw one end.
Yeah, because we've got the other
Okay,
end.
sorry, that's... Yeah, okay. Right. Okay.
Right, so I'm going to make my attempt on the bridge.
Yep, so you make your attempt on the bridge. I've realised I've got a D8 and a D10 now. Okay, so 20% interval.
Let's go 80, 100 again.
Okay, you're fine. You get to the middle and make me a fortitude saving throw.
Oh, 9.
9, okay. With a 9, you're moving your way slowly across. I take it Pickle's with you as well.
No, Pickle stayed.
Oh no, Pickle stayed, okay.
Pickle won't come till I tell him.
Okay. You make it halfway across, and the wind's starting, the bridge is rocking quite severely, and you're just like, meh. You're not feeling too good. You have to take a short break in the middle just to kind of lower your centre of gravity and try and get yourself back and centred. But you're there for a minute or two, and the wind dies off, and you're feeling okay enough to carry on. So another 20%.
Let's go 60 to 80.
60 to 80. Nope, you get across the bridge perfectly fine.
Brilliant, well done everybody, that's us across. Pickle, come!
Yep. Pickle, no problems at all, just runs straight across the bridge. Okay.
Well, that was it's very agile, isn't it?
Helps having 4 legs.
I suppose.
I'll put the rope back in my backpack.
Okay.
We're here, everybody.
Yes. What?
Yes, well, we've got to cross in one piece. Well, all of us have got here, so that's cool. But I am surprised. I have to agree that rope bridge should really have had some attention. I wouldn't like to be the delivery guy that brings us shopping in. Deliveroo.
Not quite. There's, while we've been all faffing on the bridge, has anybody bothered to look to see if there's a door?
Well, I thought I'd wait till everybody got here, but, sure, I think,
Well, maybe Esther knows where the door is.
yeah.
Been here before.
Sorry. That's me, sorry.
Okay. She goes, well, yes, the door's right there. And where you've arrived over the bridge, there's a very short path right up to the front door.
Can't really miss it. Right, okay. Right, well, seeing as I seem to be up front today, I'm going to wander up to the door and I'm going to knock. It's polite.
There's no response.
Do you know the lighthouse keeper, Esther?
Yes, the lighthouse is run by a pair of old gentlemen. They've run it since I was a child, really. They don't ever really come onto the mainland. They have all of their supplies delivered out here, and they just live out here. But they're usually very good at relaying problems and issues back to the mainland, and it's quite worrying that nobody's actually heard from them.
I suppose, should we go in and see if we can... do you want me to go in and...
Cuin, why don't you try the door and just call?
Okay. So
I'm going to step back and let Cuin.
Hello? Hello? Anybody there? Hello?
There's
As it
no
echoes up there.
Does this door look like it opens inwards or outwards?
Looks like it opens inwards.
Well, he's just opened it.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, you haven't.
I thought he was
I
just
did, I said
shouting.
I did. I
Oh,
said,
oh,
why
oh.
didn't you open the door? That's why I was shouting.
Ah,
Oh,
opened the
right,
door.
okay.
Oh, I didn't
No,
realise
you
you'd
don't
opened
open
the
the door because the door's completely locked.
Oh.
Oh, scratch that last bit then.
he's just shouting at an empty door there.
I always knew you were a weird sort. Talking to doors.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Esther, is the door normally locked?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't assume it would be. There's not many burglars around these parts.
Do you reckon we should give it a bit of a bash?
Is there an obvious lock to this door from the outside?
Yeah, it's like any normal door. There's a lock and there's a handle.
Right, I'm going to reach into my backpack and pull out my thieves' tools, and I'm going to attempt to pick the lock.
Okay. Roll. Is it open lock? Roll open lock.
Open lock?
Yeah.
Oh, open lock.
Thieves' tools give you a +2.
Oh, it's on the point. I'll have to re-roll. Sorry. 16 plus 4, that's a 20 all in.
Okay. What does your thieves' tools give you?
I have no clue. I've just got thieves' tools written down. What is on thieves' tools? I haven't got a PO.
There must be lockpicks in a thieves' tools.
You would have
mustn't
thought
there?
so,
Should give you an
yeah.
advantage.
I don't know, but hang on. Thieves' tools, equipment. Sorry, must look this one up. Thieves' tools, equipment.
Oh no, it just lets you open locks.
Oh, does it? So it is just basically a set of lockpicks,
Yeah.
effectively.
Okay, with a 20, you hear the lock click.
Right. I'm gonna. That was quite satisfying. I'm gonna step back and say, Cuin, I think perhaps if you just open the door, yeah, and just shout and see if anybody's in.
Okay, so, okay.
We are
problem.
breaking into somebody's home at the end of the day.
Okay, so I'm going to push the door open.
No, you're not. The door doesn't budge.
Well, I definitely unlocked that. What's the problem?
Well, it seems maybe something's wedged against it or something, because it's not budging. Maybe there's some bolts up on top, and as long as the lock.
I'm going to step forward and just test the door slightly, and I'm going to have another look at the lock. And yeah, Elora's happy that she definitely unlocked that door.
Is there any ground floor windows to look through?
There are a few. You can see there's one round the side.
Can Ogvar go and have a
It's
look through
very
the window?
small. Yes, you can have a look through the window. Make me a spot check.
That's going to be a 12 all in.
You walk around to this side window and you really have to stretch to see through it. These windows are very high up and they're very small. And you go to look through the window and it's just really caked up with dirt and grime. But you can see that from the angle you're looking at on the inside, you can just about make out the kind of like a large but heavy something behind the door.
Okay. But Cuin, I think you might struggle. There's something behind the door.
Oh, right. Is it leaning against it or across it?
It's against the door. I can't tell. It's the windows are very dirty.
I suppose the only thing to do is to give it a little whack.
Hang on a second, guys. Why do we think they'd block the door?
Maybe something's trying to get in.
Well, we did have a nebelgast the other night, but even so, that was a couple of nights ago.
Esther, do you know of another way in?
She stands there and she thinks for a moment. She goes, well, the only way I could think that there would be another entry point would be for the water. I can't really think of another way. I mean, I've always just gone in through the front door when I needed to come in.
So when you say the water, you mean their water supply?
Yes, I'm sure there must be a grate or something somewhere.
I think I might go for a wander around the base of the lighthouse just to see what I can see.
Okay. Yep. If you want to roll me a search check.
I get no intelligence bonus on. I get no intelligence bonus on that whatsoever.
Just a straight roll.
Let's hope we get something big, like a 5.
Welcome to D&D.
You walk around the edge of the lighthouse, and it's solid stone all the way around, apart from where the door is. There's nothing really. There's no grates. There's no nothing there.
Oh,
Bugger.
can't see the way in, so, you know, if in doubt.
Ogvar, how big was that window of yours?
So Ogvar's just going to reach up and sort of... is it?
It's about face size.
So yeah,
it's
I'm going
tiny.
to sort of like put my hands up like that and then sort of like walk across to Elora and sort of like...
Like big fish, little fish,
Yeah, it is
cardboard box fashion.
I don't think so. But then I look across to Galore and maybe with a push.
Was it a glass window?
Yes, a very dirty glass window.
Guys, do we think there's any value in breaking a window? Says we can get a better look inside.
Well, we might get a better look inside, but nobody's going to be able to fit through that. I mean, I'm not exactly overweight, but even I'm not going to get through there.
I'm just worried that if they've felt they need to block the door, well, the first thing that comes through that door, somebody's going to attack it.
Yes, very good point there. I'll tell you what, I'll just go around and give the old bit of glass a bit of a whack. What do you think?
We might be able to get a message inside if we can speak to whoever's inside, or at least get a better look around.
Okay, yes, okay. So I'm going to walk.
I'm just wondering if there's anything around that, if he could only just see in, something you can stand on so you get a better view.
Cuin.
Well, there is that option, yeah. Elora could stand on Cuin.
Well,
His hands
it's
and
not
knees and
that
stand on his back.
it's not that you can't. You couldn't see him.
It's just above head height. It's not a bit.
He said he was
Well,
really stretching to look in, didn't he?
Well, I'm taller than you.
How tall are you?
I am 5'9".
I'm 6 foot.
Oh, I'm 5'10", so you're the one to look through the window.
Yes.
Oh, Gaylor, how tall are you?
6'2".
He's the one to look through the window.
There you go.
Okay, so we're gonna smash the window so you can have a decent look in. Are you happy with that plan?
Yes.
Right, that way then. Right, here we go. Whack!
Yeah, there's a very large sound of smashing glass as Cuin puts a morning star through the window.
Very subtle, Cuin. Well done.
What can you see, fella?
Yeah, there's something against the across the door. I don't know if it's leaning against or across.
Roll me
quite
spot
see.
check.
6.
We're all in.
Yep.
You, after you smash this window, you can see in this room that there is a large, heavy, what looks like a toppled over bookcase blocking the door.
Okay.
Completely blocking the door. And there's not much else you really can see, but you can see stairs down to a lower level on the far side.
When you say lower level, you mean below ground level?
Yes.
Yeah.
So stairs going down.
Yes.
You can't see any stairs going up.
Well, there are stairs going up and there are stairs going down.
What can you see, Cuin? What's in there? Can you see anything?
Yeah, there seems to be a bookshelf across the door. You know, big book cabinet type thing.
Oh,
And
odd.
there's, strangely enough, there's stairs going down
Stairs
rather
going
than up.
Stairs going down.
The stairs going up. Yes, the stairs going down. I don't
Which-
know. That's fine.
Which means that there's something else.
Below. Yes.
Any people?
I can't see anything.
No bodies?
No.
Maybe you should call again.
Can you see any bolts on the back of the door, or is it just the bookcase?
Can't quite see.
Oh.
I'll tell you what. Get up. Go and have a look here. Maybe your young eyes. Have a look.
They're only a couple of years younger than yours.
Well, a couple of years.
Very true. I'm going to look through the window, see if I see any bolts on the doors.
Okay, so roll a spot check.
Which dice is
D20.
it?
D20.
11 plus 3 is 14.
Okay. Yeah, as you look through the window, you can see that there are a couple of bolts across the back of the door, but there's also a massive bookcase.
Oh, that's all.
Can you see anything?
Yes, there's a couple of bolts across the door, but to be fair, they're nothing compared to the huge bookcase that Cuin spotted earlier on.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no way we're getting through that.
Any thoughts, guys, on how we get through this door?
Well-
we can find where those stairs lead to. Maybe there's somewhere to get in below.
An enthusiastic Esther had engaged the team in a task long before breakfast had beckoned, and with new and old faces entering the frame, Cuin gains a ghost of gentry past. Galour's colourful character has Cuin chewing the inside of his cheeks in an attempt to remain courteous, and from the outset, an offended Orland becomes outspoken, with a wicked war of words ensuing. The newly extended team find themselves somewhat thrown together and thrust into the midst of a mystery mission. How will this new arrangement work out, we wonder, and what could possibly go wrong? Listen in next week to find out.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.